remember about last week's adventure?
No, we started off as prisoners, didn't we?
Yes.
We're going to save someone's son
Yes.
from
Also,
this.
yes.
Son of the heir. No, he is the heir.
Not the son of the heir, the heir to the throne, the son of the king.
Throne. Son of the king. Yes.
Son of a king.
Yes. And we were forced to accept the offer.
Yeah. Although it wasn't really optional.
Hmm.
I think we were going to be executed momentarily.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yes. So
and then we got to this place, which was some sort of... I can't remember what it was.
It's called the Accursed Den.
That's the one. It was a den. Got to this den, and then someone started eating butterflies.
That was me.
Yes.
Immediately.
Save some for
And
later.
yes, and we had to cross a river.
Yeah. And then we went into a room where there was an old man who
At the end of a table.
immediately decided he was going to off.
No, that's not. No. That's a misrepresentation of what went on. I seem to remember Craig's character immediately decided he was going to rob the man.
Ah, yes, that's right. Robbed him, and then we were going to kill him. But we were rudely interrupted by
while
some guards.
discussing loudly about whether you were going to kill him or not.
Yeah, yes, loudly discussing it. I think, yeah, we woke someone up or alerted guards, and then we were forced to do things to people.
Yes, we split the party. Some people was fighting, and other people like me. We moved through another corridor on the left.
Yeah, I fell down a pit trap.
Mhm.
Oh, that was
after. That was after. Oh, yeah, that was it. So we started fighting. We killed one guy, and then for some reason, someone decided to negotiate with some money to convince them not to fight anymore, and it worked. So they kind of said, "Just don't come by us again. Don't come through the guard room, and we'll just pretend we never saw you."
Whose idea was it to bribe them with some money?
That was mine. That was my idea. They didn't seem to die very quickly, so I panicked.
Was it yours, Craig, or was it the horse's idea?
Oh, the horse started negotiating.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I just wanted to point out that it seems to me, as a mere GM, that the horse seems to be the most intelligent person in the party. But,
yes.
Well, they are the incredible horse.
What's the name of your horse? Is it just the incredible?
Barbarista.
Barbarista.
The incredible horse.
And you're kind of inseparable.
Yeah, completely inseparable.
I think they're conjoined.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any evidence to the contrary, so at some point I'll try and separate them. I reckon there's some sort of tubule.
It's more, my sort of a horse-like brother that I'm conjoined to.
Or is it that you are basically a one of those horse people creatures, and you've just got like fake legs dangling on the side that you've made yourself, like out of stuffed trousers?
Oh, well, possibly.
Like a sort of a centaur, but with a horse's head and a human head.
Yeah, some sort of, double, whammy.
No, I think the horse is entirely separate. He's just a very short man.
Well, we'll find out.
Anyway, let's get back to the story, shall we? Story-wise, some guards came into the room. You bribed them. Or did you just bribe them?
We killed one.
Yeah, I seem to remember somebody's eyes getting ripped out.
Yeah, I told my hawk to retrieve the eyes of the guard, and it did so. I can't remember if he actually died before or after the eyes were removed.
I think that eye damage was the last thing, last punishment that his body took. Still don't feel bad about it because the world's going to end.
Exactly.
Yes, and then we all fled down the corridor, and while Grin was examining this art on the wall, he fell into a pit trap.
When you say examining, do you really mean examining, or do you mean trying to steal?
Looting. Were you actually trying to pick it up off the wall?
I think I was trying to steal it. Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
Were you not just like trying to decide how much it was worth, or were you actually at the point
No,
of theft?
I was having that. Yeah, it was going in
Yeah,
my.
I seem to remember a bag was mentioned that it was going to go into.
Did you
so-
actually
I
get it
have-
off the wall?
I have a sack that can contain 10 normal-sized items, so it was going in that. Yeah, I think I lifted it off the wall, and then I fell into the pit trap,
And
Yes.
from,
which would have definitely killed me had I not been wearing some armor.
Yeah, it makes me regret not stealing some armor from those guards.
and from that soldier that we was killed, we retrieve some teeth. My character is with that kind of stuff. A map of a wealthy farm outside this dungeon and a sword as well.
Yes, a different, not this place, but a different adventure. Yeah. So you have that map off that guard. And I think we left it last that two of you were in the pit trap.
Yeah.
Because I seem to remember you tried to ride your very clever horse across the trap and didn't quite succeed. Am I right?
Yeah.
We took a detour. Yeah. The scenic route.
This is when the party split.
Yeah, we have split the party. And so those of you who weren't in the pit trap, which you had already worked out was a corridor leading in two directions, roughly perpendicular to the corridor that the rest of you are in. Where did the rest of you go?
There's a fountain room, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was some sort of fountain. I remember something about that.
Yes, and then someone got bitten by little creatures.
A slug leech thing leapt out and it almost took my arm clean off.
Jesus.
Yes. So that was what we call a random encounter. And that, let me just remind you what that was. It was a dusk noom.
He's in Jason's profile picture.
What's wrong with that?
It's absolutely terrifying.
I think it's an accurate representation.
Like some sort of cultist.
Yes. Oh, crikey. No, that is terrible.
It's horrifying.
Anyway, evil Jace, you two are down the corridor. The other three of you, hold on, who we got? Yeah, Craig, Sophia, and Tom made it into the pump room, and Tom was attacked by a dusk noom, and that's where we left it at the end of the last adventure, wasn't it? I believe.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
So we need to roll for initiative, and the initiative roll in Borg is very simple. I roll a d6, and I decide who goes first, and it's he did get a surprise attack on you. I'm going to let you guys go first this time.
So we're fighting one of these, what is it called again?
Dusk Gnoom. It's a GNOUM. You're very lucky there's only one of them.
Can I run away while telling my my hawk to eat it or kill it or something? Kill it with your claws.
Okay, so you're going to attack it with your hawk, right?
Yes.
Okay, your
While
hawk
I cower in a corner.
has to roll. Sorry, remind me what class you are, young man.
I am an esoteric hermit.
So an esoteric hermit, as opposed to a heretical priest, has this ability. Or can get this thing.
The hawk is a weapon.
I can't see the hawk. Hawk is a weapon. Your crafty, almost intelligent hawk is loyal only to you. Even without shared language, you understand its cries as it keeps watch, scouts, and swoops to attack foes. So you are asking it to attack this creature. You have to roll a damage difficulty rating of 14 on a d20.
14.
And I'm going to
Shocking.
give your hawk +2 on that.
Ooh. 11 plus 2.
11 in total.
No, well, 13.
13 in total. That's a miss as good as a mile in this game. It
Yeah.
swoops down at the hawk, screeches, but it's just too damned fast. Sophia, Craig, are you doing anything?
Yes, which kind of creature is this one? A skeletal creature or
No, it's a little it's a gnome, to be honest. It's a sort of ratty type thing,
okay? In
but
that
it
case,
moves fast and it's got big teeth.
okay. I will try. I will use my new sword on it to see how sharp it is.
Okay, and what is your sword? Remind me.
Is it
The
one
one
I
you
took
picked up
from?
for soldier.
Yes, that one.
Okay, so you too have to roll 14 with any modifier you might have under strength.
Okay. 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And the damage a sword does, I have to remind myself, it's only the second time I've played,
D6.
is a D6. So roll a D6.
Okay. Yes, a 3.
That's a 3. Oh, 3 points of damage. Okay, let me just okay. The you've wounded it and it goes scurrying off, climbing back up the pipe of the pump room, giving you all an opportunity to look around.
What can we see?
First time, really, you've had an opportunity to look around this particular space. And you realize that behind you all, in the, let me just bring up the map, maybe, that we did last time. Whiteboard.
I have nightmares about Joseph's picture.
But it's his face.
That's what makes it so scary. It's like a vision of the future. Just gonna wake up in the night and see that looming over me.
Mm.
Oh, how can I bring up my old whiteboard?
Mm.
Craig, you're the Zoom expert here. Is it possible?
I don't know. I don't use it. I just use the video.
Let me just, no, that's the wrong folder. Let me try that one there. Well, this might not be the whiteboard. We might have to do a new map, but I'll show you this one in the meantime. So there's a big black square in front of you here.
Yes.
So the pit
While
we fell
that's resolving itself, let me tell you a little bit more about what you see. There are 3 oil lamps hanging from the ceiling. There's a rusty pump dripping a muddy liquid. There's a hatch in the floor. And sort of behind you as you come in, I'm going to try and indicate. Can you see the photo now?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
So with my cursor here, I'm indicating there's a hole in the wall. And through that hole, you can see, well, something very strange. Remember, all this time, your journey into the den has been accompanied by distant violin music. As you get into this room, you can see it's closer. Oh, and spookily, a candle falls off my mantelpiece. And if I bring this up to the camera, through the hole in the wall, you can see this strange pillar, upon which at the top 2 skeletons play a violin. Looking down, about 60 feet down through the hole in the wall, you see sludge. Black, foul-smelling sludge.
And is this
Is that the same sludge
The same sludge?
from the pump?
Yeah.
You mean what's dripping from the pump?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, it's a different. What's dripping from the pub, though muddy, smells almost like fresh water in comparison to the reeking sulfurous black sludge that you can see and smell through the wall.
How big's this hole?
The hole is probably big enough to climb through, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I don't want to go through it. Kind of just want to block it up and forget I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that would be an option.
Quickly make some sort of cement, smear it over the wall.
Cement.
You don't have any of that sort of stuff. Shall we leave you there contemplating the Rotblack sludge and join the other 2?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so you other 2, if we look at the map that I was showing you before, you guys are in this corridor here. I seem to remember you tried climbing out and you're definitely not going to be able to, the horse is definitely not going to be able to climb out. So you're kind of on your own.
You have to find another route.
Which way do you want to go?
I think we were going left.
Yep.
So I'm going to I'm going to point with my cursor. You're going this way towards the slightly sweeter smelling place.
Yes.
Right. Let me describe what happens to you there. I mean, sorry, what you find there, excitingly.
Mhm.
You walk through that tunnel. It's quite narrow. You, Tom, can get through, but your horse cannot.
Right. Well, we'll need to dig. Expand the tunnel.
It's going to take us some time.
You there, lowly one. Go and fetch a shovel and picks.
What, me?
Yes.
Nah. I've got an allergy to digging.
Right. We need some butter or something. We need to lube up the horse. Squeeze it through.
I got this muck from the floor. I could paste that onto it.
Well, let's give it a try.
Right, I'm going to start
Rather you
wiping muck
didn't,
over the
said
horse.
I am a respectable horse from a royal stable. I am not the sort of horse that gets covered in muck. What you're thinking of, sire, is a pig,
Yeah.
says the horse.
Well, we've got to get you through somehow.
Well, I could wait here until you find a crane or something to lift me out through the pit trap.
I don't think we're ever going to find a crane. I think
we'll try the other route.
it'd be better to put it out of its misery now.
None of that talk. The sooner you died than my horse.
Well, we'll see.
Speaking of which, we will need a meal later. I'm sure you'll be willing to sacrifice yourself for the good of the royalty.
I think the horse has 4 legs and I have 2.
Exactly. It's twice as useful as you.
Or it can afford to lose at least twice as many legs as me.
No, it needs them to carry me aloft. Above the riffraff.
Well, not if you're stuck in this pit trap.
That's why we're going the other way.
All right, let's go that way.
Right. We're
Which
doubling
way
back.
are you going?
We're trying the other route.
That is equally narrow. Well, it's differently narrow. I mean, This is a very rough tunnel. In fact, this way is not only narrow, but it is also low.
Yeah, this is preposterous.
The horse is not going to get through.
Just remember, we have another couple of exits in the other side by the long table. We have the door where we promised not to go through, but we have another entrance, another door by the main hall from where we came through at the beginning.
Right, very well. You'll have to carry me. As, my horse
Gritter
will not fit.
is not actually there for you to command to carry her.
Not Gritter, but Grin. Grin, you'll have to carry me.
You see, now I've got a condition.
Come on, I've got 5 silver pieces here.
To be honest, Grin, you can see that you carrying, what's Tom's character called? I've forgotten Tom's character's name.
Carver.
You carrying Carver will be too big for the tunnel, east at least, and probably west.
Right.
Carver is going to have to go on foot, Grin.
Yeah, it looks like you're stuck here.
Walking on my own feet?
That would appear so. However, I've grown weary of your princely shenanigans, and I'm going to go up this tunnel on my Todd.
Which way, Grin? East or west?
West, towards the sweeter smell.
Towards the sweeter smell. Okay. So leaving the princeling and his horse, you go down the tunnel, squeezing through. You're not wearing heavy armor, are you?
I'm not. I'm wearing cloth
Okay,
armor.
good. Yeah, you can just about squeeze through. As you go, it gets hotter and damper and sweeter smelling. And you come out in, or rather, there's a sort of, the tunnel gets lower again, and you're on your hands and knees, and eventually on your hands and knees, you crawl up into a large glass-walled room full of plants, palms, cactuses, meaty smelling flowers. And indeed, through the glass, you can see the outside and the moon even. It's dark outside, but here you're in a sort of indoor jungle in the glass, in the grass. In the glass. I had it right the first time.
Well, that's very peculiar. Have I ever seen a building constructed out of glass before? I don't think I have.
Well, not somebody of your class. The princeling, it's a sort of thing that they have in royal palaces. So he's got whole bedrooms made of glass. I
Right.
imagine. But no, to you, it's extremely odd. Your great grandmother had a piece of glass about this big.
Right.
And it wasn't a mirror or anything. It was just a piece of glass. It was like the end of a bottle.
Is that the one
she
that I
thought it was
nicked and
very
sold?
precious. I'm sorry, Grin, I missed that.
Is that the one that I stole and sold?
Yeah, you probably did steal that off your grandmother,
I
actually.
did.
Yeah.
Right.
How much did you get for it? That's the real question.
Well, yeah, not much.
I think you got half a rat, didn't you?
Yeah, at least half a rat.
Yeah.
Maybe a rat and a bit of rat.
You realise there's what looks like the yellow, warm glint of firelight coming from one end of the jungle.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was small. How far away is it?
Well, given that this is a room made of glass, not that far away, but given that it's quite a thick, bushy thing, it's a little bit trepidatious as you walk around. Are you walking around?
I'm going to use my stealthiness.
Okay. Can I get you to make I guess that would be an agility roll to use your stealthiness?
It says all presence and agility tests have their DR reduced by 2. Normal tests are DR 10 instead of DR 12.
Okay, so this is a pretty normal test. You roll a d20 and get 10 or more.
Here we go. 1.
Right, so you go crashing through the jungle. and you come upon 4 people sitting round a campfire. They're all looking at you, of course, because
Obviously, yeah.
you were less than stealthy in
I
your
was.
approach. But they don't seem to be evil in their intent.
They haven't drawn their weapons, or
They have not drawn their weapons. They're not overly defensive at all. 3 of them are quite small, almost childlike in stature. The 4th is a little bit older. She has long, dark hair. She's dressed in a gunny sack with armholes.
yeah, that's the same outfit as me. How awkward.
Pretty much. And generally, people aren't terribly nice to you. In so few people are nice to you, you're not entirely sure what the word nice means. But you think that the shape on her face that she makes with her mouth might even be called a smile.
How strange.
She indicates that you should sit down. Warm yourself, she says. Come warm yourself by the fire. Oh, my name is Leslie, she says. Who are you?
Can I bash her on the head with my club?
I guess you could. Yes.
Hang on, that was just a thought.
Okay,
I
right.
might have placed my hand on my club, but realizing I only have 1 hit point and that's 4 enemies, I'm going to sit down around the fire and see what transpires.
Right. Back in the tunnel, Carver, your new servant seems to have disappeared entirely.
I sort of trying to stealthily creep along the route they went and see where they got to and what they're up to.
Okay, you've got to squeeze yourself on foot past a number of different. Now Craig's back in the room. I saw
He's
you'd
in
frozen,
twice.
Craig.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Twin has come online.
There are 2 of me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's dead Craig up here, and there's animated Craig down there.
Mm.
Maybe I can make dead Craig go away.
No. Soon there'll be just
I'm
hundreds of
scared if I
Craigs.
remove dead Craig, it might remove both Craigs, and then he won't be allowed to rejoin the meeting. So
I've just rejoined on my iPad again.
So if I take this one, though, it just has a warning sign, you see. If it says remove this one, it goes, do you want to remove Craig Coventry? Once removed, Craig Coventry will not be able to rejoin the meeting. And I'm waiting for that removal to work on your IP basis as opposed to your actual connection.
Oh,
so I might leave dead Craig here for a bit.
Ban Craig.
Sorry, that's just distracted us a little bit. Tom, as you go through these tight tunnels, you too find yourself having to stoop and then kneel and even crawl through a little hole. Dead Craig's gone away now. Into this greenhouse.
I take it I hear Grin smashing his way through the foliage, knocking down trees and the like.
Okay, so you're going to try and stealthily see what's going on, are you?
Yep.
Okay, roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
D20, where have you gone?
And modify that by your agility.
I got an 8.
And what is your agility?
0.
Right, so you got an 8 then.
Yep.
So you're used to fine palaces and people getting out of your way.
It's been decades since I've used my legs.
Laundered gardens, and this is not a neatly laundered gardens, and the plants won't get out of your way. So eventually, you come crashing through to the fire as well, and see Craig. So you don't see Craig. You see Jace, Grin, sitting down with what looks like 4 young people. One of them a bit older though, and she is trying to engage Craig in conversation.
Well, what's all this?
She welcomes you and says, "Ah, another friend, Lesdy. My name is Lesdy, and you are?"
I'm your lord, King Carver.
"You, my lord," she says.
Yes.
"Are you here to defeat the great Fletcher? The great and evil Fletcher? I don't mean great as in a mark of quality. I mean great as in he's quite a big man."
Well, I mean, I could direct the defeating of him for the glory of my own empire, certainly.
"For the glory of your empire?
Yes.
Do you have large armies?"
In between armies at the second, since the empire crashed beneath the waves in the Great Sundering, but the next army will, of course, once again be great.
An army that you will have.
Starting with you lot.
Well, I don't know whether we can make an army, but we would definitely help you if your plan is to defeat the great Fletcher. Can I interest you in some refreshments? And she wraps a cloth around her hand and pulls a sort of kettle out from the fire. And one of the young hosts, she introduces these guys, by the way, as these three are my hosts, she says. And one of them grabs 2 cups, hands one to their friend, holds one out to Leslie. She pours what looks like some form of tea into it, and then they bring that to you first of all, and the second host gets their cup filled and brings it to Grin.
Right. Well, Grin, give it a try. Could be poison.
Now, I've got quite a murky memory that we consulted some sort of a soothsayer before we set off on this trip. And something that they said that we would encounter is cannibals. So I'm going to slosh this tea around, see if there's any like fingers or organs.
No, there doesn't appear to be any meat, be it human or otherwise, in the tea.
Oh, down the hatch.
Down the hatch?
Yep.
Roll a d6.
Ooh. 2.
2.
Yes.
Recover 2 hit points.
Ooh. I have a maximum of 1.
Recover a hit point.
Excellent. I am
Oh,
on
no,
1.
hold on. You've got, how many have you got?
I've got 1 hit point.
And you haven't lost any yet.
I have not lost any, no.
Right, okay. Don't recover any hit points. You would have recovered hit points if you had more
I feel a
money.
warm glow from the lovely tea.
Right. What are you doing, Carver?
I've got my eye on him, seeing if he looks sort of a bit peculiar. If it's
Well, he
affecting
does,
him.
but he looked peculiar before he drank the tea.
All right. In that case, I'll try a swig.
Have you lost any hit points?
I have, yes.
Roll a d6.
4.
Recover up to 4 hit points.
Oh,
To a maximum of the number that you started the game with.
very well. I am recovered.
Excellent. So it feels quite invigorating. But then it feels a little bit wooze making. And the ground seems to sink and the walls ripple like ocean waves. Let's cut back to you guys. So, Balsam, Gritter, and Craig, what's your name?
Naggle.
Naddle. Right. You're in this room. You have defeated the gnome. You have discovered the hole that gives you a view of the Rotblack sludge and of...
So there's a pump and a hatch, was there?
There's the pump, yep, dripping with muddy water, and a hatch.
Are there any other ways out of this room that we're in?
Back the way you came. partly down the corridor that you went into. We still got the whiteboard up.
No.
Let's come back to that whiteboard.
I think what we should
not
do
whiteboard.
is get one of those
Photo.
oil lamps and throw it through the little hole in the wall down into
There's this
the
door
smelly
here.
liquid.
You're taking an oil lamp off the wall and throwing it into the Rotblack sludge.
I'm suggesting it maybe it would help us in some manner. See if it's flammable. I don't know if that would really help us, because if it is flammable, it might make the situation much worse.
Are you actually doing that?
I'm just
or are you
considering it while
discussing with your
staring at
colleagues?
these oil lamps.
So is the pump attached to anything?
The pump is what appears to be attached to some plumbing that goes beneath the floor, and it's got a sort of trough in front of it, which has got, you know, some drained out of muddy water in it.
Can I sniff this muddy water?
Well, as I said, there's so much sulfur in your nose that this muddy water smells as sweet as a fresh summer stream.
Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced about this pump being a good idea to drink from. You know, if Grin was here, I'm sure he'd have a solution.
I would.
Thing is, right, so we've either got to go back the way we came, which involves swinging across a pit, or we climb through a hole and fall to our death.
Well, we could just open a hatch and peek in. Or is it? Oh, it's on the floor, right? The hatch?
It is down into the floor, yeah.
So we can lift it up and have a little peek.
Okay. You're doing that, Craig, are you?
Yep, I'll do that.
So that... Hold on, I just have to remember which room that is in. Hold on, let me just check. Pump room.
Are you ignoring the musical skeletons?
Well, they're on a big, tall.
They're choosing to ignore the musical skeletons.
Right.
You're quite right.
Right.
I don't really know what we can do with them apart from antagonize them.
You should obviously antagonize them.
And also now the party is split. So
We could shout at them, ask them if they know any other songs.
Yeah. Any requests or?
I'm very tempted to. Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. This might be a really bad idea. I want to put my hawk through the hole in the wall and tell him to report back to me the shape of this room, the layer of this room that these skeletons are musicking in.
Okay, well, that's a good idea. But let me deal with Craig's investigation first.
Okay.
So, Craig, you can see a room that is, well, oddly shaped. You're in a sort of niche, or rather, this hatch, I should say, is in a sort of niche at one end of this oddly shaped room. I'm going to go to a proper whiteboard and draw it. Give me a moment. Here we go. So you are in a sort of hatch, leads into a niche here, right? So you're looking down into this space. It's lit, seems to be lit by a couple of hearths. Out beyond the niche, you can see a room sort of opening up a bit like this. You may, if you stick your head down enough, be able to see at this end a door. I love drawing on a mouse mat. You can possibly see, can you? Well, yeah, I think you can probably see a little bit of the Rotblack sludge that you saw through the hole in the wall seems to have a sort of shore in here. Seems to have eaten away a bit at the floor, and you imagine the wall here. You can't really see from your position in this niche much more of this. There is in this room a large man, 7 feet tall. He hasn't noticed you. He is working on walking between the two fireplaces. You'll also notice that hanging from the ceiling at about your height, but all through the room, are chains with chunks of meat hanging on them. You recognize that those chunks of meat are mostly human and of varying ages, both adult and children.
Okay. So raw meat? Or is it cooking slightly?
Rawish, yes.
I find it funny that's your first question is, is it cooked?
Well, I don't know.
There's all these bodies hanging from the ceiling, but are they cooked?
Oh.
Well, now's his chance to become a cannibal.
Well, see, if I steal them, they're on chains. That will make a lot of noise, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If a 7-foot guy there.
I don't like our chances against the 7-foot guy.
No. But if he hasn't seen me, I could knock him into the sludge.
If you could creep up on him,
Yes.
getting down out of this hole and creeping up on him, potentially you could knock him into the sludge, but you'd think it would be quite a hard knock.
Hmm. Okay. So whereabouts is he?
He's sort of walking around in this room. As far as you can see, there are two halves. I'm just going to see whether my other map.
Two halves?
Halves, that is to say, yeah, my other map gives a bit more detail. He's got a sort of meat chopping counter here, and then two fireplaces along this wall here. And in their fireplaces are fires with, as you can see, meat that was raw but is currently being cooked, and possibly stuff that's in a sort of being heated up for forging.
Okay. So can I see anything related to the pipes from the pump on the ceiling or anything?
If you turn your head around, yes, you can see that the pipes and the pump, I think you're asking me an implicit question, is do they go into the Rotblack sludge? They don't. Looking behind you as you have your head around here in the direction of the pump, you can see that they sort of head off somewhere towards a well.
But if I get down, I can't get back up again.
Yeah, it's quite a drop down and you'd probably be stuck down here. I don't think. Let me just check. Oh, there is a step ladder. There is a step ladder beneath this hatch.
Okay.
Right.
So,
shall we come back to you, Tom? Your hawk reporting back?
Yes.
Okay. So if you imagine that you're at a higher level in a room that's kind of above this one there,
Yeah.
and it's got a hole in the wall, sort of here-ish.
Yeah.
You send your hawk through there, and he tells you what he sees. This pillar here. Well, not quite so close. Can I undo that? Yes, I can. This pillar is about here. That's what you saw with the two skeletons standing on the side playing the violin.
Yeah.
The hawk has said that this sludge seems to have rotted or eaten away at all the walls into this kitchen stroke. The hawk, even though you and he can communicate, he's finding it very difficult in his hawkish language trying to put it into words. Kitchen forge is what he comes up with. He also says there's another room. So this Rotblack sludge goes all the way over here, and is rotting. There's the remainders of a pretty solid wall still kind of here, so he doesn't know what's behind that. But here, there's a room with a statue in where the wall has been eaten away, and there's a sort of statue there. And then there's the remainders of a wall here that is being kind of eaten away by the sludge. And there is another room. Let me just remind myself what that one is. Yeah, so Rotblack sludge pool is here, and that's eaten into a room here. That is like that sort of shape. What can you tell you about that room? He says there are beautiful, beautiful gems lining the wall of that room all along here. Very beautiful, glistening gems lit by the fires over here on the other side of the Rotblack sludge.
How far below the floor level of the kitchen smith is the Rotblack sludge?
About 50 or 60 feet.
And are there any other rooms below, or is it just sludge?
That seems to be just a great big pit of sludge with, as I say, rising up through. I'm gonna rub that pillar out, and I think the pillar is more in the center of it. Yeah. So, come back, drawing tool.
Can we have a sort of a cross-section view?
Can I have a cross-section view? Okay, so you're looking through a hole in a corridor wall there. There's you.
Oh,
okay.
The resemblance.
And it looks like under the floor of this corridor wall that's been eaten away a bit as well. But these rooms are all about 10 feet lower than you. And these are the floors. So the gems are on a wall that I'm not going to draw in. There's a bit of wall there. Behind that, there's the wall with a statue room in it. And over on the other side is the kitchen. Again, actually all of that. So I'm trying to make perspective here. Let me stop doing that. And here is the pillar with the skeletons on. And they're playing a violin. 4 years at art college. And that is a skeleton with a violin.
Too much practice.
So how is that the full depth of the
Well, no, sorry. So that's the wall of this, and then this Rotblack sludge thing goes.
Oh, okay, that's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to gauge.
Yeah. Sorry, and the pillar is straighter than that. But yeah, that goes a long way down. From the drop between here to here is about 10 foot. There's another 5 times that down there.
Okay, I've got a better sense now. So we could drop down into this kitchen forge area and confront this chef smith.
I think if he could be distracted, I can sneak through the door. Possibly.
I mean, I could distract him with my hawk.
But if he's all the sludge, we cannot go anywhere unless we go through the kitchen side. Through the top
Yeah.
side.
I could tell the hawk to fly down and sort of, you know, pretend to steal some meat, and then as soon as he comes running towards him, fly away, something like that. So he's sort of concerned with this hawk flapping about. If you wanted to sneak past behind him.
You can also say to the hawk to grab the stick of the violin.
Well, I'm scared of antagonizing these violinists. I've never seen a skeleton alive before, and the fact that it's playing a violin is even more terrifying to me.
Mm-hmm.
Must be some level of dark magic to create such a creature.
Well, let's cut back to the others. Everything started going woozy. Stop showing this one. In the greenhouse. So Grin and Carver, I insist that any actions you take now will be at -2.
Oh.
You're feeling really sweaty. If you want to say anything, you find you're slurring your words. It's obviously quite a potent tea, this healing tea, which would be fine if this was a social situation and you were having a chat with Ledsey. But at this point, the young hosts attack, drawing long knives.
Well, I don't like the look of this.
Lesdy, Lucy, Lesdy, the chosen, the delightful, they say, as they stab at you with their knives, but will make an initiative roll. And initiative is quite simple in this game. I roll a d6. I report that is a 6. And a 6 means you get to go first.
Brilliant. I'm going to stagger behind the prince.
Throw yourself upon the knives whilst I make my escape.
No, see, that was my plan.
Right. So you are each hiding behind the other.
Whilst fleeing towards the tunnel.
Yes.
Whilst fleeing towards the tunnel.
In a wobbly, sweaty manner.
Okay. So effectively, you're running away. Let me just decide how you run away in this game.
I was going to use my
myself
legs.
how you run away in this game. You probably don't necessarily have any sort of role.
I think if you're a member of royalty, there's a big disadvantage.
Big advantage.
Right. Do you want to roll an agility stat, I think, to see if you can run away?
Yep.
-2. Right. Where's my dice?
Oh.
That's 11. -2 is 9.
I got a 3. -2 is 1.
Right.
Minus my 1 for my agility stat gives me a tremendous 1.
Right. Okay. Jolly good. So you don't particularly run away.
No.
And they get to attack you. I can't remember what they how they do that. Give me a moment. Just got to find their stats again.
I think they get sort of soft, squishy things and start tapping slightly with them.
Right. Okay. They get long knives.
It's all just a prank, bro. And they give you some lovely cake.
Yeah. It's like they've got some
Right. They attack you with their knives. I will take a d20. One of them misses. They're splashing at you there with knives. One of them hits. And a second one hits. So let's, for the sake of fairness and equality, suggest that they each hit each of you. They do D6 damage with these long knives. And Tom, you get, no, sorry, Gritter, you get a Grin, you get 1 point of damage.
Excellent.
Oh, Tom,
Uh-oh.
Carver, you get 6 points of damage.
Oh. They roll my D2 armor.
It's only a D2. It doesn't take this long to calculate what it is.
3, that's 1. So 5 damage.
5 points of damage. And how many
How many?
hit points do you have?
6. Well,
Whoa.
1 now.
Okay. You got 1 point of damage, haven't you, Tom? Grin.
That is true, but I just rolled my my D2 cloth armor, and I got a 1.
Excellent.
Nullified the damage.
Right. Are you still running away or are you counter-attacking?
I was going to trip up the prince.
Okay. Let's try and do that then. What stat do you think you should use for tripping up the prince?
I would go for agility, I think.
Probably one.
Some
Yeah,
sort of a
okay then.
opposed agility roll.
Yeah, opposed agility rolls. Let's do this. You gotta. Well, yeah. If you ooh, I'm thinking you succeed on your agility. And the prince maybe rolls presence against that.
I got a 19, -2 for the drugs, -1 because I'm crap.
Okay. So that is still pretty good. That's a 16.
That is, yes.
And presence, Carver?
Oh, I've got a 20.
A 20. Yeah, so you manage to see what the plebeian is doing and hop over his outstretched foot and make a run for it. And since it's a 20, I kind of feel... what negatives do you have on that?
I got the -2 from the drugs, but nothing else.
Okay, so that's still... I mean, you know, it's a good success.
I think you should
So
reverse
I
it.
will suggest that actually you do get ahead of Grin, leaving him to face the other 2 attacks.
Right.
Ooh.
Or the other 3 attacks.
Now they're in for it.
And one of them hits, and another one misses, and a second one hits. So that is 4 points of damage.
Oh, I've nullified 2 with my armor, taking 2 points of damage. I'm going to have a little lie down.
Now I can't quite remember what happens when somebody has a little lie down in this game. Because we've never encountered this before. Let me just see what happens. I will roll a D. Oh, do you want to roll a D4 and tell me what you've got?
Ooh, D4.
Grin?
4.
4.
Yes.
Gentlemen. Sophia.
Mhm.
I have to announce the death
No.
of the gutterborn scum called Grin. However, that gives you a chance to escape,
Right.
Tom.
Can I carry on sort of trying to leg it down that little tunnel maybe, or?
Yes, I want you to make an agility roll in this case.
15 minus 2 is 13.
That's quite successful.
Got my little legs moving.
You've still got one of them following you down the tunnel. The other two are doing something with Grin, but you're not staying to watch.
Me to that jolly event. Right.
So you get back to the horse.
Right. Can I use my horn?
Case, do you want to roll up another character while you're doing this? I have a perfect place to introduce them.
Can do. I should find the scum Bertha.
Brilliant.
Good. Just take the first one that comes up. That's the real way of doing it. Let fate choose for you.
Oh, you're dead, Grin. Because
I am, yes.
that's the way we play the game. But I do want to remind you all of omens.
Yes.
You can use omens to deal maximum damage with an attack, to re-roll a dice roll, to lower damage to you by d6, or to neutralize a crit, or to lower one test's difficulty rating by 4. You didn't choose to use any of your omens, Grin, so you're dead. But remember that for everybody else.
So you can maximize damage.
Sorry?
So you can maximize damage.
And you can maximize damage, yes, on an attack.
Okay.
So you can re-roll, you can maximize damage, you can reduce damage, and then there was something else.
Let me just find omens again. I'll get the list and tell you what they are.
So I've already forgotten what the fourth one was. I'm sure there was a fourth option.
There are a number of options. Omens. Where are omens? There we go. Deal maximum damage with one attack, or re-roll a dice roll, yours or somebody else's, or lower damage dealt to you by a d6, or neutralize a crit or fumble, or lower a one test's damage difficulty rating by 4.
Okay.
And you've used one already, Tom, I think.
I've
Tom
used 2.
Belsom. You've used 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's leave Tom running away and come back to you guys in the pump room. Have you got a plan now?
Yeah, so should we try this, distract him with the hawk, or do you want to just go down there and have a chat with him? What's the...
Well, I've got this bottle of liquor and I've got 3 hit points. So a part of me is hoping something might happen if I take a swig, but is that a bit of a risk with 3 health points and a 7-foot guy?
I think
have you got any damage? Or have you only got 3 hit points? Have you?
I've got 3 hit points left out of 6.
Out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I seem to remember that bottle of liquor.
Are we aware? Sorry, Matthew. Are we aware of Tom's death?
No, I don't think you will be.
Okay.
Right. I can't tell you the effects, but I can suggest that one of the effects will be positive on your hit points.
Okay. It's a small bottle of liquor. So it is, what's that? Is that one shot? Is that?
That's one shot, effectively. Yeah.
Okay. I think I will risk it. I will go for it.
Roll a d8.
D8, where are you? Five.
You get 5 hit points back.
Ooh.
But it is strong liquor. So now I want you to roll a d20 on toughness. So add or take away your toughness bonus
That's
or penalty.
+1.
Yeah.
19, so 20.
19. Right. You don't go blind.
Oh, wow.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so you've recovered up to 5 hit points.
So I'm back to 6. Okay. And so if I can go down and attack the man, can I maximize damage with my omen?
If you get a hit on him, yes.
If I get a hit on him, yes.
Tom, are you going to distract the man with the hawk first?
Depends whether that is part of the plan. Are we? Is that what you want to do, or you just want to sneak up on your own? What are you going to try and do? A sneak attack?
That would be better.
If I distract him and you sneak up, you could try and shove him in, and if that fails, you can stab him.
Perfect.
So yeah, I'm gonna sit up in this window where I can.
It's not a window; it's a hole in the wall.
This window, and where I can oversee this. I'm hoping I can. Can I actually see like sort of down and round?
Well, take its eyes out so I can.
So let's go back to the whiteboard. And this window kind of looks out over here. So you can see from that point, I guess, about half the room like that.
Okay.
So when he goes to stand at this counter here, you can't see it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm basically going to tell the bird to fly down to and wherever the guy is, to land far away from him and pick up a bit of meat and make a lot of squawking and look as if he's trying to steal the meat. And then as soon as this guy comes running towards him, to fly off so that he's distracted, so that when Nagel sneaks up behind him, and also this bird is going to, be near the edge of the room, so that he has to come and stand on the edge to sort of,
Right. Okay. Roll a d10. That's quite specific instruction. I'm not sure you can manage all of that. But
now listen, it's
so
very.
not roll a
very
d10.
precise.
Sorry, roll a d20.
Now listen, Hawk. I have some very complicated instructions to tell you. Just wait a moment. And
bring me his eyes. It's so much simpler.
And I start to stumble over my words apparently, and I get a 3.
3. Okay. Well, the hawk nods and flies off to distract.
I'm convinced he's understood me absolutely.
But sadly, he gets close to the man and steals a bit of meat. And the man, big man that he is, gets to launch an attack on him to grab him.
Hawky, no!
Just remind myself what his stats are. Okay. So he will. Oh, God. Not enough light for these damn dice. He gets a natural 20. So grabs your hawk.
No! Hawk! We're too young.
Nagel, have you taken the opportunity of this distraction? I got to say, he is by the prep stand here, but he has turned away from the step ladder, but he's nowhere near the Rotblack sludge.
Okay, so I think I'll have to try and sneak down the ladder and do a knife attack.
Okay, so you've got that special attacking ability, haven't you? Where you do a successful agility roll?
What have I got? My knife, D4 damage. What's that stealthy? All presence and agility tests have their DR reduced by 2. Is that presence or agility?
You had the coward's jab.
Coward's jab, did I?
I had the coward's jab.
Oh, who had the
Yeah.
coward's jab?
That's dead grin.
Oh,
Dead
right.
Grin.
Dead Grin had the coward's
Yeah.
jab. Oh, never mind.
Mm.
So you had excretal stealth, did you?
Um,
On your
Yes,
abilities?
Screetle.
no. What about I got stealthy and filthy fingersmith?
Oh, filthy fingersmith is the one you've got.
Yes.
Okay. So so stealthy, roll a d20.
20.
Ooh. Okay. Critical stealth. You don't have the coward's jab though, but you do get a stab on him. Roll a d20 or against force, or with your strength, I mean.
Strength. So my strength is 0. 2.
You crept really close to him, but you miss, and he's saying, "I'm attacked." And we will go into initiative. You get to have another attack on him first.
Okay. 14.
14. You get a hit on him. What weapon are you using?
The knife, D4 damage.
Right. Do a D4 damage on him. Or spend an omen and do 4 points of damage on him.
Oh, yes, spending the omen. Yeah, spending the omen.
I was spending the omen. Okay, so you stab him. It was not a critical hit, but you get it right in the abdomen, up to the hilt. Yeah, does not bother by that particularly. He grabs a whip and cracks it at you and misses. Tom, Sophia, are you doing anything?
Yes, I'm going to attack one of those, the one who he just right attack, just to try to finish it.
Which one?
The one who is already attacked now.
There is only one.
Oh, that one.
This big giant of a man.
That thing.
So you rushing down and attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm trying not to put myself in the same position or close to Tom.
Okay, you're trying to do a stealth roll first. You roll on agility.
Okay. No, 5.
No. Okay, he sees you and turns to face you. Craig's knife, Nagel's knife, still in his abdomen, hilt deep. Bits of meat falling from the ceiling as he goes. He turns to face you, but you can get an attack on him.
Okay. 11.
11.
Mm-hmm.
He parries you away with a crack of his whip. Tom?
I shout down, Hawkeye, free yourself and rid this man of his eyes.
You don't really, you don't speak hawk language, but you can see the way that, his wings are pinned to the side of his body, his head's turning around, trying to look for a weak spot. He can't free himself, or at least not this round. So he's already had an attack on you. Let me Let me roll dice. He makes an attack on you, Sophia.
Okay.
Hacking with his whip and succeeding. And doing... Right. He's got this whip with... or a flail, really, I should say. Which is a red hot piece of chain.
Can I use an omen to make him fail or to reduce damage or something?
You can use an omen. You may want to do it because he's got 8 points of damage. Your options are to re-roll his last attack roll, or to re-roll the damage roll I've just made, or to lower the damage it's done to you by a d6.
Okay, so he's going to re-roll the attack.
You want him to re-roll the attack?
Yes, please.
He still hits you, so take 8 points of damage.
I'm down. I know. Wait, let me roll the armor, but still.
Okay, you're down. Roll a d4.
Just 1 second.
Do you have any more omens?
Yes, I do have. Yes.
Couldn't you spend it to reduce the damage by something?
I don't know how many I can use per round.
You can use as many omens as you've got, but then that's per adventure. They'll all be gone when you've used them all.
I guess 1 to reduce damage.
Okay, roll a d6.
6.
6 points of damage off then, so you're taking 2 points of damage.
Now I'm going to roll armor.
Did you have any armor, by the way?
Yes, it's 1d2. It's leather armor.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's 2 points of damage. I roll a 3 and a d4.
Okay, so
Nothing.
well, not nothing.
At least damage or
Even
whatever
though
the
you've
effect.
taken no damage, the burning of the flail against you has given you a severe burn. For the rest of the day, all your agility tests are at -2.
Oh, wow.
Tom and Craig, what are you doing?
I'm still encouraging Hawk to fight on my behalf. I am too feeble to fight. I'm too pathetic.
Right, roll a d12.
Yes.
Roll a d20.
Ugh. 5. This is what happens when I use my bad.
Right, the hawk is trying to escape, but not succeeding. Okay, let's leave that battle there and come back to other Tom, Carver.
Right.
Right, you're in the tunnel.
Yep.
You've still got somebody you think chasing you. You're with your horse. Have you got a plan?
Yes. I was going to use my horn of the Schleswig Lords.
Ooh, horn of the Schleswig Lord.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going to use that to inspire my horse to leap out of the pit with me on its back.
Okay, let me just read about that. What do you need to do that?
I do a DR12 presence check, and then one creature makes their next non-combat test an automatic success.
Brilliant. Okay.
So I've leapt on his back, blowing the horn, and
rolling a d20.
And I've got a 3.
So, inspired by the charge, your incredibly intelligent horse leaps and hits the wall.
Right.
And falls back to the ground.
Okay.
Right, okay, let's go back to the battle. Where are we? Craig, have you had an action?
Is my knife still in his chest?
Yes.
Ah, can I get it out again?
Well, no, I did that for visual effect. It doesn't disarm you. So
Okay.
you can swipe it out of your chest. Now it's your turn to attack and have another go.
Yes. Yes, I shall pull it out and
Stab him again.
stab him again
Okay.
in the leg.
Well, you will wait and see what your D20 rolls.
12.
12. That, well, you do hit him. Roll the damage again.
D4. Right. 3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
His skin is pretty tough. You'll notice now that you're not using an omen to skewer him. And even though that was a good solid hit that should get 3 points of damage, you managed to do like 1 point of damage, and his skin is almost like armor in itself.
Oh dear.
Right, it's his turn to do something now, and rather than just flailing about with his flail, he is going to do right against 1, 2, 3 Sophia, 4, 5, 6 Craig. Against you, Sophia, he points at you with his well, he lets go. To do this, he's got to let go of the bird. So he lets go of the bird and then makes us a sign with his hands towards you of some scroll that he's memorized. And you feel, it's a kind of Darth Vader thing, you feel you can't breathe. He's got you. And that is going to last for 4 rounds.
There's no saving throw here?
Not for this one. It's an automatic success.
Okay.
You may need to consider reducing damage.
Okay. I will do that.
Because, well, you got any more omens left?
I have 1 left. This one.
Yeah. So the initial choke has done 4 point, will do 4 points of damage unless you use your omen.
Yes, because I have more than that.
Or you're going to take it. You're going to take the damage.
No. I will make it reroll.
Okay. So roll a d6.
Mm-hmm. 2.
2. Okay. So you take 2 points of damage. The armor doesn't save it. Right. So, which of you wants to attack first?
Can my hawk attack?
Your hawk can make an attack now. Roll a d20.
Finally, you're free. Kill him or something.
What did you roll?
13.
13. That's good enough. What sort of damage does your hawk do? I can't remember.
A D4.
D4 damage. Well, that would be 3. But against this man's hard skin, he hardly scratches him.
No. Retreat.
I would late for
Sophia?
that.
Sorry, so what did you say, Sophia?
No. He said retreat. I said a bit late for that, but
For you.
can I run?
So you've still got this choking action, but you can still make a.
Yes, tell me. I can still make.
Sorry?
You said I can still make.
You can still make an action.
Can I move away or run away?
You could, yes. Where are you going to run to? Back towards the step ladder here, or off to this room over here?
No, to the step ladder, to somewhere I know.
Okay. as I say, you've still got this. You still can't breathe,
Mhm.
and you do. It does 1 point of damage.
Okay, and one left.
You got 2 rounds of this choking thing to go. So,
Does that bypass armor then?
yeah.
Is someone close to me?
Just me.
In that
Nagel.
case, I see I'm on my last moments, right?
You got 2 more rounds, yeah, but yes, if you want to make any last requests, ask for a fag or a meal, then now's the time to do it.
In that case, I'm going to give my unmet fate scroll to Tom.
And the unmet fate is a scroll that does what?
One creature dead no more than a week is awakened with terrible memories. So you can revivify someone.
One creature dead for no more than a week is awakened with terrible memories. Excellent choice.
Yeah, I wanted to do that with Tom, but we came into that fight. It was impossible for me to try. Now, perhaps that's a choice.
So, Craig, you're going to have a choice. You could go back to the greenhouse possibly and revive Grin's character, Grin, or you could revive Gritte. It's going to be your choice when you've defeated the man with lots of hit points and armor-like skin.
Me! Run for your life!
He's proving to be difficult.
It is.
I don't think I can take him. I'm going to need to run for it. Can I get past him to the door?
Make an agility roll.
Agility, what's that? 0. 10.
10. You get to the door, but he gets a free hit on you into your retreating form with his red hot flail. And just misses. So you're going to this door over here, right?
Yes.
Okay. You break into that room, or you come into that room, and let me just tell you what you see, and then we'll go back to Tom. What room is that room, actually? Okay. This is a very stale and cold, and it's full of charnel. That is to say, the bones and uneaten meat and rubbish. So it's quite difficult to breathe. And there's something in there. And that something I'm going to roll randomly. I'm going to roll on table A. God, I can't see that number. 2. There is one big black dog with shaggy, oily fur, and it growls at you. Coming back to Tom, the last host, while you've been prancing around with your horse, has arrived. I'm going to roll a d6 to see who gets to go first. And you may be grateful to know that it's you, Tom.
Right. I'll scream at my horse to keep him distracted. I'm going to attempt to smite him with my sling.
Okay, so I might let your horse have a bit of a roll on trying to distract him with his witty repartee. What are your horse's abilities?
He's magical, intelligent, arrogant, and vain.
Okay, so effectively that's you roll on presence with +2.
Right. That's 19, 20, 21.
Oh, okay. So that's quite a good distraction. Roll a d20 for your attack, and what are you hitting him with?
A sling.
A sling. So that's with your agility bonus.
Right now.
No, that's with your presence. I can't remember.
Ooh.
Sling?
Either way,
Yeah, with your presence bonus.
it's a 1.
Well, tell you what. No, what I'm going to do, given that there were 2 presence tests, giving you 21, I'll do that, and I'll count it as a critical.
Oh.
So your sling could give you double whatever your damage roll is.
So D4. So 2D4.
Sorry?
It's a D4 damage.
D4. Okay. 2D4. Or yeah, I'll give you 2D4.
That's a 1 and a 2. So 3.
3 points of damage on that host.
Bonk.
Can I hear this fight going on below me now?
Yeah,
It's
so this
kind
is
of
actually
behind me.
happening down the hatch, as it were. Okay, you've hurt him, but you haven't scared him off yet.
Okay.
He makes an attack on you with his long knife and misses.
Right.
Okay, let's cut back to you guys. Sophia, you're escaping one way. Craig is escaping the other way. He can only choose one person to attack.
Is there anything else in that room I'm in? Are there any other doors? Is it completely
in the charnel
sealed
room,
off?
apart from the great big dog?
Mhm.
No, there's another door. The door you came through. There's a torch on the wall. He is lumbering after you, Sophia. So make an agility roll to get out of the way before he launches another attack.
Okay. No, 2.
No, you fail. He launches an attack on you again with the flail, but misses. Craig, you're in a room with a dog. The dog's growling. And leaps at you. Gets his paws on you, but doesn't actually get to bite you in the way that he's hoping to do.
Oh, that's lucky. Okay. And is the torch within reach?
No, probably not while you're being attacked by the dog.
Okay.
You have got a knife in your hand.
I'll have to knife him. Yes, I'll have to knife him.
Okay. Knife him. Knife ahead.
2.
2. 2 out of 20.
Yes.
Yeah. You are struggling with him just as his teeth are failing to make contact with your soft flesh. So probably it's your knife that's in the way, but he's biting down on your knife and not letting you hit him. Tom, are you doing anything? Solsum.
Yes, I wanted to turn around and see this fight that's going on between
so looking down, you can see a child attacking Carver with a sword. With a long knife.
I would like to Well, I told Hawk to retreat. I don't know where he ended up.
Oh, he's come to you. He always
I
does.
would like to tell him to go and kill this pestilent. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Roll the D20
Kill this
then.
child. Remove him from our path. And unfortunately, he. I got a 4.
into the
So,
sludge.
yeah.
What did you get?
4.
4. Right, yes. He swoops at the child, slightly distracts him, but no.
Ah,
So,
Hawk.
Tom, it's your attack. Other Tom, Carver.
Oh, I got 7.
Right, you're flailing your
Wildly
with
hurling
presence,
little
right?
rocks, around the room.
Yeah, there's lots of pebbles and stuff down here anyway, so you've got plenty of ammo, but you don't hit the hawk. At least you can be thankful for that. Right, I think everybody's had a turn, so the child will strike at you, Tom. Carver.
Right out.
And miss. And the giant of the man will strike at you, Sophia.
Okay.
And scores a natural 20.
Yep. Mincemeat.
So
They call it mincemeat.
let me just roll that for you to say how minced you are. 10 points of damage.
Okay, let me roll how much I take, but still I'm mincemeat. Doesn't matter. 1. So just 9 points of damage. So
Okay.
8 below 0.
Roll a d4.
Okay. 1.
1. Ooh. Let me just check on that one. Okay, you are definitely out of it. No, actually, you're well below 0, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're
my
dead.
nose. Yes.
You are mincemeat. Okay. At this point, is anybody looking at what Fletcher's doing?
No.
Okay. Well, I will describe just for cinematic effect and our audience. Fletcher lifting the body of Gritter, turning her around, ripping her clothes off, getting a big meat hook from the sliding rails and the thing, and then hooking her spine over that meat hook. And she hangs now from the ceiling.
Nasty.
Shall we end this session there?
Yes, I
And
think
come
it's a
back
good
next
point.
week? A bit of a regroup?
You convene with some maybe some new people sneaking in from somewhere.
Yes.
Some new blood.
There is a place that I thought will. I thought the retreat would happen a bit before now, and we might get to meet a new character. Are you still there, Jace?
I am still here, yes.
Have you birthed a new scum?
I have indeed.
Tell us about your new scum.
He is Vagal, the fanged deserter.
Ooh!
Mm.
Somebody with
Arrogant,
some combat ability at last.
potentially. Arrogant and cruel, long tangled hair with at least one cockroach in residence. My best friend is a skull. I carry it with me everywhere and tell it everything, and I trust no one else.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
And what's your strength score?
My strength is +3.
Excellent. And what's your presence and agility?
Agility -1, presence +0, toughness +0.
Excellent.
I've got 10 mighty hit points.
Oh,
10 mighty
Wow.
points.
1 omen.
All right, okay. Not many get out of jail cards.
Clumsy and dull-witted. I've got +2 to all agility tests, excluding defense.
+2 to agility test, but not defense.
Plus DR +2 is what I meant.
Ah, right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Is that because you're clumsy?
It is,
Yeah,
and
okay.
dull-witted, and I am incapable of understanding scrolls.
Right.
But
Excellent.
by way of compensation, I have a bite attack.
Excellent. And what damage does that do?
D6 damage. I must be close to my target. On a 1 or a 2, on a D6 chance that the enemy gets a free attack.
Mm.
And I also have the Shoe of Death's Horse.
The Shoe of Death's Horse.
Yes, I can use it either like a knuckle duster or I can throw it. Hits with a DR 10, D4 damage, 1 in 6 chance that the shoe smashes the skull, instantly killing small to medium-sized creatures.
Right, I will
God.
point out that Fletcher is neither small nor medium sized.
It returns to my hand like a boomerang.
Brilliant.
My character is incredibly pathetic. Mine is at -2 strength and toughness.
You have some other abilities. You've got a hawk.
This
You've
is why
been
he
possibly
doesn't fight.
the most fighty character we've had thus far, until we meet this guy. What's your name again?
Vagal. Vagal.
I have a perfect place to introduce him, or maybe I'll just decide that he's deserting Fletcher, and will join your side in the next adventure. I am gonna stop streaming.
Bye.
Now. No, hold on. I'm not doing that. I'm stopping streaming.